The House Committee on Justice, voting 30-4, considers the first valid impeachment complaint against Chief Justice Maria Lourdes Sereno sufficient in form and substance. But it rejects the second impeachment complaint against Sereno, filed by the Volunteers Against Crime and Corruption in the vanguard of the Philippine Constitution. The first complaint, filed by lawyer Larry Gadon, was endorsed by 25 lawmakers. 16 lawmakers endorsed the second complaint. Gadon wants Sereno impeached for alleged culpable violation of the Constitution, corruption, high crimes, and betrayal of public trust. He cites Sereno's failure to consult the High Court en banc in making decisions, for supposedly failing to be truthful in her statement of assets, liabilities, and net worth, for tax misdeclarations, and for unauthorized expenses, among others. Sereno will be given a copy of the verified Gadon complaint. She is expected to answer the complaint within 10 days after receipt. The boy, identified as Reynaldo de Guzman, is buried by his parents Wednesday. The burial pushes through despite claims by the Philippine National Police that the DNA test they conducted showed de Guzman's DNA did not match that of his parents. The PNP on Tuesday requested the body of the boy be returned to Gapan City Police and that de Guzman be declared still missing. But the boy's parents insist the body they identified was their 14-year-old son. De Guzman's father, Eddie Gabriel, says he could not mistake another boy for his son, having raised him since birth. Vice President Leni Robredo slams the House of Representatives for voting in favor of a 1,000 peso budget for the Commission on Human Rights. Robredo says she was dismayed lawmakers gave the CHR a measly budget for 2018. With a vote of 119 to 32, the House on Tuesday agreed to give only 1,000 pesos to the CHR, a far cry from the 678 million pesos the Commission is proposing for 2018. She says, quote, "This decision is like abolishing the CHR. It indicates loss of respect for the Constitution and for human rights, a threat to our democracy." The Vice President is hopeful the Senate will give the CHR the budget it deserves. The Senate continues to deliberate on all agencies' proposed appropriations for next year, but the Finance Committee already approved the 678 million peso budget proposed by the CHR. This means lawmakers from both the Senate and the House will have to resolve the discrepancy at the bicameral conference committee level before the entire 2018 national budget is sent to President Rodrigo Duterte for final approval. The United Nations Human Rights Chief calls Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte's policy to kill suspects who resist arrest appalling. This after the Caloocan City cops killed 17-year-old Kian de los Santos after the boy supposedly fought back during a police operation. UN High Commissioner for Human Rights Zeid Ra'ad Al Hussein says, quote, "I continue to be gravely concerned by the President's open support for a shoot-to-kill policy regarding suspects, as well as by the apparent absence of credible investigations into reports of thousands of extrajudicial killings and the failure to prosecute any perpetrator." He adds, quote, "This lack of respect for the due process of rights of all Filipinos is appalling. De Los Santos' death triggered widespread protests against abuses in Duterte's war on drugs." Apple unveils 3 new iPhone models Monday, including a top-of-line handset described as the biggest leap forward since the original iPhone 10 years ago. Apple chief Tim Cook announces the premium iPhone 10 as well as a new iPhone 8 and 8 Plus. Cook says the latest flagship handset is a milestone for the company a decade after the first iPhone release. The iPhone 10 has an edge-to-edge screen and uses facial recognition to unlock the device. It also has improved Super Retina display with improved graphics and resolution. It has 12MP dual cameras equipped with dual optical image stabilization and a portrait lighting feature that lets you simulate studio lighting on a portrait using several different presets. The iPhone 10 also has wireless charging and an Animoji feature, which lets users send animated versions of their face and expressions via iMessage. The 10 is made of glass on the front and back and is water and dust-proof to a molecular level. The glass-bodied iPhone 8 and 8 Plus handsets, meanwhile, are the first smartphones really created for augmented reality, with improved power and graphics over their predecessors.